Listen, I love Guild Wars 2. It has been a part of my gaming career for a number of years now, and honestly, I keep finding ways to enjoy it. I mean, I just picked up the Engineer a month ago, and we see how well that's going. What I've seen from a lot of other MMOs, bigger MMOs, we'll say, than where Guild Wars 2 currently sits, is something that sticks out. And it's something that unfortunately, Guild Wars 2 gets kind of a bad rap in. Historically, other MMOs have used a number of different tactics to excite and hype up the fan base, leading either up to a launch or a brand new expansion. I decided to make this video because I felt that it was incredibly relevant to where Guild Wars 2 currently sits, and maybe you'll agree with me. With the launch of New World going all right, I pick on New World a lot. I do, mainly because I think it's funny. But I am enthusiastic that there is a large number of people starting to become interested in, again, in MMORPGs. So welcome in if you are a New World player. Perception is a key ingredient when we talk about how video games are designed. I mean, think about the last time that you were considering purchasing a video game, whether you were reading reviews on Steam or elsewhere, or you decided to watch a bunch of videos on gameplay, you read commentators. I mean, there's so many other things that you do prior to you purchasing a video game. It's really incredible the amount of information that is available to us right then and there. It's funny because it's like you become an expert on the game and you haven't even purchased it. It's pretty cool. One game recently has come out that I think they did the perfect job for a small company, a small indie developer, we'll say. The game Tribes of Midgard. In my opinion, they did an amazing job. Cheers to their marketing. Not only did they constantly create updates either on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter, and it led up to one of the best launches of a video game I've seen in a very long time. And that was also backed up that the game is actually pretty good, and it's a lot of fun if you get a chance to play it. Good with a lot of friends. So it had the promotion, it had the hype, and then it delivered on that hype. The 1, 2, 3. And then they even continued on with it, even after the game has launched. The Twitter account is active, the Instagram account is active. They are constantly gauging and communicating with the community. There's a connection between developer and player. And that is a fantastic way to build a bond of consistent players, or people who feel like they are a part of the game. Opposite of Tribes of Midgard is a game that had a ton of hype, which had arguably one of the most successful marketing careers. We're talking famous cameos, we're talking RPG elements, fantastic storytelling, trailers that look badass. I want you to pause the video right now, write down a guess in the comments of what you think I'm gonna say, because I'm sure you already know. But then this game flopped harder than a pack of potatoes. Obviously, I'm talking about Cyberpunk 2077. It honestly had one of the best marketing careers I've ever seen, and unfortunately, it didn't develop on the opposite side. We had tons of hype, we had conventions, we had all these major things. Keanu Reeves! And most of the reviews, most of the gameplay didn't look like it was all that great. Honestly, it didn't deliver on that promise. Now, I speak to this anecdotally. I have personally never played Cyberpunk 2077. I've just read reviews, I've watched videos, picked this up almost anecdotally. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the game, it's just not my particular taste in video. Now let's look at a closer example. Let's look at New World. New World is a great way to compare apples to apples between an MMO to another MMO. No doubtedly, you've heard of Amazon's brand new MMORPG, New World, although it was delayed like 30 times, but hey, we made it. Guys, the finish line is right there. Even though the game came out with mixed reviews, it had a huge following. It had a ton of people following up on this game, purchasing the game, playing the beta, trying to get involved with this game because it looked like it was going to be something fantastic. And who knows, it's still on its early stages. We'll see where it can go down the line. Because honestly, I'll even admit I was curious to purchasing it. I thought about it. I have very little time. Honestly, I spend most of my time making videos for you guys, so if you could just pause right now and hit just the like button, it helps other people see this video. It helps me get out there, so thank you if you do. Again, you have a behemoth of a company in Amazon backing this game, so I doubt that it would necessarily fail, but even though it's gotten mixed reviews, it has had a huge effect on the MMO genre, the whole community. Now, before I get into what exactly ArenaNet needs to fix leading up to End of Dragons, quick cringe dad joke to earn your like and subscription. What country's capital is growing quickly? Ireland. Every day, it's Dublin. Guys, they never get better. They really don't. So that leads me to the one thing that Guild Wars 2 needs to do better, and that is to change the perception of the game within the MMO community. We know, especially if you're a return viewer or view a lot of Guild Wars 2 content, the game is great. It is there. It has all the elements that you can need. It's respectful of your time. You get most of the game for free. You have an amazing community backing you. I mean, what more do you want? However, in this case, I am speaking about the people outside of the Guild Wars 2 bubble. When I talk about Guild Wars 2, I get like one of two responses. First, that game is still around? I heard it died years ago. Or, it's not worth your time. Nobody plays that game. Well, honestly, it feels like it's a matter of perception. Personally, I don't think either of those are true. However, if we're talking outside of the community, outside of the people who play the game, the perception isn't all that great for Guild Wars. We are getting ready to go into a brand new expansion. And honestly, it looks like it's going to be a great one. ArenaNet has the unique opportunity right now to capitalize on the MMO market and the flux that it's in to draw new players to the game and then retain them with all of its great features. Let's look at the other heavy hitters. WoW is still reeling from their allegations. New World is trying to find its footing, trying to understand what type of game it's going to be in that MMO idea. But Final Fantasy has cat ears. I heard they're doing okay. The general idea of the best way that ArenaNet can get out there into the community, into the MMO community, and stir up some attention for their game. First is going to be live stream. Yes, I know ArenaNet and Guild Wars 2, they occasionally stream over on Twitch, and it seems like sometimes it's either a pre-recording or some type of art channel, which is fine. The art is a very big part of our game. But I'm talking about like a developer play. Like you have developers from Guild Wars 2 playing, and you have commentators, you have people speaking with them, you have the community being engaged. Heck, a simple way that they can help draw more attention is, hey, come comment and be a part of the stream, and you could win a free pass to End of Dragons. You could win a goddamn t-shirt. You get my point. Second is to highlight the amount of active players that they have. I'm not talking just about the number for the accounts, how many accounts are created for Guild Wars 2. I mean, show the active number of players playing Guild Wars 2. See, in marketing psychology, there is this thing called bandwagoning, which I'm sure you guys have heard of, is that the perception that other people are doing something, and you ask yourself, all those people are doing it, maybe I should. Maybe I should go check that out. This happened when I was playing WoW, and when it started to decline and all the allegations started popping up, people started funneling to Final Fantasy because there was a thought, and it was almost unspoken, is that there was a thought that Final Fantasy had the highest amount of players in any other MMO, and that's where all the people are. Funny enough, especially in an MMO, people want to play with people. Lastly, find easier ways to get new players involved into Guild Wars. Now, we know that some of the systems in Guild Wars 2 can be a bit complex. That I won't disagree with. But having some type of creation or some type of series on either YouTube or on Twitch that helps integrate new players who have no idea what's going on, into the game so that they can understand it better. Whether this is an in-house series or you have a dashingly good creator, create the series for you. But the idea is to do it as a sort of bridge to bring new players in, help them understand the game, or bring them in and connect them to mentors within the game so that they can help them out with all the systems. Again, highlight the great community and find a way to pair the new players with the great community. 110%. People are going to be more interested in playing a game if there is other people to play with, or people that actually give a damn about. And I leave this last bit directly to ArenaNet. I am no master of marketing, but I can see things changing. Historically, if you don't change with the times, you get left behind. You have the extraordinary position right now to set yourself up as the top MMO in the genre. You have to adapt. Seems a little harsh, but I genuinely care about the state of the game, and I want to see it flourish. Do you agree with my points? Tell me in the comments section below. As always, I am the Caffeinated Dad, and I'll see you guys around.